Hello again. This time we will be working on the main cameras for the bar area. When working on the cameras in the interior space, it's always good to look around and think about what is the most important part of the space and which areas are the most interesting. So let's start with this. So definitely, the most important part is the bar. This is the heart of the space. So when thinking about the main shot, we need to make sure that we include this in the image. We can check different perspectives and see from where this bar looks the best, from where we can show it in the best light. I think that it will be great to use the symmetry composition that will add power to this shot. Also, I think this horizontal ratio works well, as it makes us see quite a lot of space but at the same time not too much of a ceiling and floor. So I will leave this ratio. Okay, so let's create a camera somewhere here. First of all, I would like to have the camera and its target in one line, so let's align them on the x-axis. Now, let's start with the height of 130 centimeters. I always like to create lower cameras in interiors. They just look better and give a great context. We can start with the target at the same height. Now we have a focal length of around 43. I think something a bit wider will work better. Let's test different options. I like 35 millimeters. We can also move the camera to the back to have nice framing in the foreground. I think that lowering the camera will help. Yes, it's better. We imitate that our viewer is sitting on the sofas and is a part of the scenario. Okay, something like this looks nice, but I think we should have the camera target slightly higher to see more of the ceiling details. Also, don't forget about automatic vertical tilt if you change the target's height. Now let me adjust it better. Okay, now let's help ourselves with the composition script. If you want to know how to use these options, I put a quick YouTube tutorial below this video so you can check it out. I will choose center cross to set the camera in the symmetry position. Maybe let's adjust the camera slightly. Great, I like it. Now let's work on another view. I think it will be nice to have a perspective that still shows lots of the space, but it's more intimate, for example, something from here. So we will still see the bar, as it's an important part of the space. Okay, so let's create a new camera. I will move it up. Let's start with 130 centimeters and see how it goes. I think that a wider focal length is better. The composition is more dynamic and we can also see more of the space this way. Another thing is the aspect ratio. I will go here with a more vertical view. Let's set the aspect ratio 8.333, something like for the Instagram post. Yeah, it will be better. Let's work with this camera. I will go with a 28mm focal length. We'll also move the target. If this is the case, make sure to have the automatic vertical tilt option turned on. Let me adjust the camera. I will definitely move the camera to the back. And now, let's work on its target. I like to have this column at the right hand side to crop my image a little. Not too much though. So we have a nice set in the foreground. We still see the bar area and we have a glimpse of the look of the interior on the left hand side of the bar. I like it. Because we are using different ratios in the file, let's name the cameras. You can call it bar main 02 and let's type the ratio next to it. And let's rename another one as well. Okay, now let's look around and let's see where we can set another camera. We have already had two cameras with the sofas and armchair, so I don't think we need more of this. I would definitely show this area closer, but let's see what else we have on another side. So here, we also have a similar set of furniture, but I think another one is more interesting and shows more context. So let's try to set the camera in this space. Okay, it will be good to have a camera that will show a bit more context of this area. Let's try something like this. Let's start with 130 centimeters as always. Here, I would definitely go with a more horizontal view. Let's try the HD-TV ratio. Let's test different focal length values. Actually, I think something around 30mm works nice. Let's move around with the camera to see what will be the best. I like something like this, but I think we need to go a bit lower. Yeah, something around 1 meter works nice. Let's move the camera target a bit down. Let me test different camera positions as well. Okay, this is fine. In the end, let's see if it's worth setting another cameras that show more of the space. Not really, as we have a similar set of furniture here, so the cameras will not bring anything new here. Okay, in the end, let's rename the camera and let's make sure we have cameras on the separate layer. I will call it .cam. Actually, we can set the depth of field now for the other cameras. As for this one, we don't need it. For the main view, we want to have focus on the alcohol shelves. So we need to enable the option and override focus. We can use the value option. We need to set them somewhere around here. We can change the f-stop to 8. It will probably work fine as we don't want to have it too blurry at the front and the back, but we can change it later if needed. And let's set another one. I will change the ratio. Okay, I think we need to have focus somewhere on the bar area. Somewhere here will be fine. Great, and let's set the f-stop to 8 as well. Okay, that's it for now. See you in the next lesson.